Hey, this is Pat Roque, the Rockstar Transformation Coach, and I am coming to you live from the Meadowlands Chamber of Commerce, Rock the Room, Be a Ninja Networker. There are my lovely peeps behind us, and we are going to teach folks how to overcome their fear of networking, how to rock the room, and how to really sell without sounding salesy, how to wake up in the morning, how to show up at an event, and how to engage with people so that you're comfortable and they're comfortable and they know how to refer for you and you know how to refer for them. So the goal is going to try to make lasting impression and make lasting connections so that things are memorable and repeatable. Again, Pat Roque, I'm from Bergen County. I started my business, it's called Business Boomers, and I started in February 1988. And I'm guessing some people in the room may not have been born just yet. That's a very long time ago, and that's your chance to go, okay, she doesn't look that old. But, so that means I've learned a lot, I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've also learned to do some things pretty well over the years. My husband, who's a CPA, CFO, as John will attest, calls me the master connector. He said, nobody loves walking in a room filled with people and having fun there more than you. And I thought that was just normal. I didn't realize that more people than not get nervous, are not looking forward to it, they have questions, they're afraid to come off sounding salesy. How many people in the room here love networking? Absolutely love it and shine in that space. Please raise your hand, be loud and proud right here. Love it. You do.
I do.
Tell us why you love it. What's the best part? And please introduce yourself and speak to the group.
Hi, I'm Joe Wesley, J&L Creative Tourist. I love it because I like interacting with people. Actually, it's an exercise. If left to myself, I'm a biology major. I'd be locked in a dark room with this chrome light shining in my face and my muscles atrophying away. So I realized I need to be around people that exist as a human being. And I like the encounter of it. I like the banter. I like the mental challenge. That's why I like networking.
Wonderful, thank you. Did he do a great job? He did a really good job. I start off with a rock star. It's always challenging when you start with the best and then you've got to work your way backwards. So the message today is rock the room, how to become a ninja networker. And the secret is we're going to show you how to build connections that last a lifetime, how to attract people to your tribe and not feel like you're constantly chasing to develop new business. Does anybody feel tired, exhausted, like you're running around busier than maybe ever before and maybe not getting as far ahead in your bottom line dollars and cents? Anybody feel a little tired, a little busy, a little overstretched? Are there 3 other places you perhaps could have been right now besides here? Right? So what we're gonna do is talk about how to be in the moment, how to be present with the people that you're with, and how to actually have fun making those connections. Can you imagine how much better it'll be if you come here with intention and you walk out with next best moves? You actually walk out with appointments to see people you like and are looking forward to chatting with in detail. Would that be pretty cool? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yes or yes? Yes. Everybody's awake? You need to be awake with me, and if you're not, we'll get you there. All right, so my favorite movie of all time is Rocky. My father's name was Rocky. My father-in-law's name is Rocky. For the last God knows how many years, all I've spoken about is rock solid results and a rock solid foundation and rocking your sales and rocking your networking. It's been part of who I am. My married name is Roque, and guess what? That means rock in Spanish. So the fact that I am now branding my Rock on Success 90-day success system is no secret. John Corcoran has been a friend and client of mine for a gajillion years. We're both so young, but back when we were in diapers. And he can tell you, life is not a straight line up, it's not a straight line down, and it is not a flat line either, right? So our careers over time, and this is for the younger people that are at the beginning of their road, it is an ebb and flow. So yes, I have had my days in the sun where I've been uber successful, and I'm going to tell you that when I turned 50 was one of my meltdown moments. I lost my biggest account, was paying for my kids' college. I had one in college and one about to start, everything was going great, and then it all went away, and hormones, and maybe your mothers or sisters or aunts or cousins or friends, but if you've ever seen crazy midlife women, that was me in the middle of a meltdown. And my best friend, to help me get through it, dug in the snow, got 50 rocks, and painted them gold, and put 50 things that are special about me. And gave me this box, and it says 50 rocks, and so do you. Is that not cool? So, this one says eager. One says demanding. This one, John Corcoran, says plays golf. Talkative, enjoys life. I've got one that says drinks wine. So it goes on and on and on. And I was just blown away by the thoughtfulness. It would have been much faster and cheaper to go to Bloomingdale's, right, and pick up a nice shirt or something. But this made me think about a couple of things. It made me realize that life is short, that people are special, and that no matter how bad my meltdown was at the time, that I was okay, I was pretty cool. There's all these 50 things that are okay, so I must not be that bad, and life is not that bad. Is that cool? Right? So, I started writing a blog, published it on LinkedIn, and I started getting calls and emails from all over the world. I would take a rock, like supportive was one of the rocks, and I would talk about it, and I would teach people how to engage and how to be supportive and why you shouldn't wait and sit back. Step up. When you see people in need, step up. Long story short, I took the talkative rock and started paying attention to the fact that I love a good conversation, and many people don't. So we're going to use my talkative rock as an impetus for 50 rocks and how you are going to rock your networking. I do totally reward participation. So we're going to take this sheet. Does everybody have a sheet? We have until 10 o'clock, yes? So my goals for you today, I want you to gain focus on this one important facet of your business development experience. I want you to feel comfortable and own your ability to walk out of not just this meeting, but all your meetings going forward with a smile on your face and with an actual appointment to follow up with at least one person, if not two. Someone that you like and someone that you can learn from, or someone that you can refer, or someone that can refer you. So we're going to focus. We are going to have smart action steps. And most importantly, we are going to walk out of this room more energized and more positive and more excited about networking than we ever were before. Does that sound like a big goal? Does it sound doable?
Yes, it does.
Who's game? Who's game? Everybody's game? All right, thank you. We're going to do this. Welcome, you guys. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. So, first of all, in this action-packed training, you will learn what unique benefits and gifts you bring to your prospects and clients. We're going to talk about two things. What is your why and what are your gifts? I started to tell you my why. I'm married. It'll be my 25th anniversary in May. Jim Kirkus was the caterer at my wedding. That's how long I've been involved in this region, and we opened the Meadowlands Convention Center back before he even ran the Meadowlands Chamber of Commerce. Love helping people, love running business, but my why is I've got a daughter who started her doctoral program a couple weeks ago in college, and a son who's a sophomore in college. Is that a pretty big why right there? Yeah, many years of college bills. And giving them the opportunity. My other why, I just love sharing with people, and I love being a conduit so that it's not about me. This is about me helping you help the people you serve. So that is my why, to be a tsunami for doing good. Doing well by doing good. Is that a good saying? Do well by doing good?
Yes.
Okay, so it's about being a go-giver. Does anybody here consider themselves a go-giver? A go-giver is kind of the opposite of a go-getter, in a way. A go-getter means somebody who's up and running to get, but it sounds more selfish in the end. A go-giver is someone who is up and out there making a difference in the world. Does anybody here now consider themselves a go-giver in what they do? Right? What do you do? Tell me your name, who you are, your gift, and what you do.
I'm Brett Hennis.
Nice and loud, please.
I'm Brett Hennis. I'm marketing manager at Audience Pleasers, and You know, I always go out and I'm trying to do the best to help anyone that I possibly can. I'm always willing to give out information that I have that others may not have. And that's why I feel like I'm a go-giver.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Congratulations. That's great. Thank you for sharing. Was that easy or uncomfortable for you?
It was pretty easy.
Okay, cool. It's going to get easier, I promise. Easier and easier and easier as we go. Housekeeping rules. Everybody who's just walked in, if you don't have a set, please make sure you have a set of, there's a little handout. At the end, there is a survey. Yes, I'm telling you now, I'm going to ask you for feedback. My goal is to score 5 out of 5 on all these very important topic categories and to get good feedback from you so that we know how the Chamber and the ELN is able to help you, help your business. That's why we're here, to help you grow and get more comfortable so that you utilize all the Chamber's great services and you tell more people about all the great functionality and you bring even more people. We need to be filling a stadium with people for all of these future events. So we want to shine, we want to serve. Does anybody have any networking questions before I begin? Anybody, a question or a fear? Anybody want to share why they're here? Anybody? Yes, no? Question, fear? Do you like networking or not so much?
Who, me?
Tell me. Stand up.
No, I have no problem with networking. This is just a very different thing for me, so it's hard to explain, but I've been in the city my whole, it's just a new thing.
And
so
your name, please?
Charles Cusumano.
We met when, Charles?
Last night.
Last night at a networking event, and Charles is here, what does that tell you? There was a connection. Because he got home at after 8:30 last night, probably, ish, 8 o'clock, 7, right? He's already up, showered, and here. So, thank you for coming. What do you do?
I edit TV commercials, I do video production.
Thank you very much, Charles. I'm going to give you a rock, because you're going to take this Sharpie pen and this rock. I told you we reward behavior, good behavior and participation. You're going to get a rock too. On this rock, I want you to write one word, one thing that makes you special. I want you to keep that rock near you at all times at your desk, in your office, or wherever you may roam in your car, wherever is important to you, because I want you never to forget you are special, you have gifts. So, using Charlie, right?
Charlie.
As an example, there are a million video people in communications work, correct?
Yes.
We're all a commodity. There are a million speakers and business coaches. There are a million, whatever, doctors, consultants, salespeople, entertainment companies, right? Pretty much all of us are in a business, a million restaurants that we could be going to. So whenever we make choices about where we spend our time and who we spend our time with, if you think about it, I'm not going, what's the name of your restaurant? Nice and loud, because you got all these people who are going to come to your restaurant because they're going to like you.
It's the Oceanair Seafood Room in Hackensack.
And your name and your role there?
Desiree Rodriguez, and I'm the new sales and event coordinator there. So this is the new position that I'm in, so I'm kind of trying to fill it out. I'm new at this.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Miss, I'm giving you a rock. So when we go to a restaurant, or we run an event at a restaurant, even better, why do we choose that restaurant? Is it strictly for the food? Not really. That's one facet, yes? Vendors, partners, colleagues, because people have a gift and that gift stands out. Paul Abramson, what do you call people when they have the gift? Someone has the shine. The shine. Paul calls it the shine. Can you please stand up, introduce yourself, and tell them, welcome. More peeps from last night. Hi, ladies.
Hi,
Welcome. Can you please stand up, introduce yourself, and tell them what the shine means? Explain that. All right, I'm going to give you a hint. He's going to introduce himself. He's going to say his name. He's going to say who he is, what he does shortly, but he's going to say who he serves, how he helps them, and how they feel when he helps them. Go for it.
So my name is Paul Abramson. I'm with a company called SolarCal. We are brokers for commercial solar energy systems. And I feel like I go into networking and the attitude walking in the room is, how can I help you? Not so much how you can help me. And the shine is just, I meet people, you either have the shine or you don't have the shine. But I'm attracted to people who have the shine, who just are just out there and who really look like they are like me. They want to help other people. How's that?
That was very good. Thank you. You just earned yourself a rock
All right.
for your collection. So the shine, part of the shine is being the person with the biggest smile in the room. Part of the other half of the shine is to attract and go speak to the person with the biggest smile in the room. So, and the other part of the shine for me, and this is one of the hints, I'm jumping ahead, but to dress the part. When I go into a networking room, you did this very well, young lady, because we're kind of matchy-matchy this morning. When you go to a networking event, the sea of black and gray is a little bit numbing. But if there's 500 people, and I'm standing in the middle of 500 people, do you think you might, between hearing my big mouth and seeing this pretty color, would you notice this? I actually have a networking wardrobe. I have color that I wear specifically so that I feel alive, I smile, my eyes are green, it picks up the color. It's all those little things, but the shine is about radiating your energy. It's about smiling. When we met, when did we meet? Last night. More people that were there last night at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and they went home, slept, took a shower, and they're here. That's the shine. Because we connected and we spoke for what, 3 minutes? It was not a super long conversation, correct? Will you please stand up and introduce yourself and tell them who you are, what you do? Come on. It's your chance to tell everybody in this room how they can help you.
Out of my comfort zone.
Good, that's perfect, that's why we're here. This is a loving, warm, quiet group, so please feel free to share.
My name's Mary Doherty. I work for a charity in New Jersey called the Paul Jackson Fund, and we help families who are in financial crisis because of long-term illness or disability.
And who would be an ideal referral? Who could someone send to you, or how might they be able to help you with your upcoming event?
Yes, I have a golf outing coming up on October 10th out at Stanton Ridge Golf and Country Club, and we are in search of golfers for sponsors. And I can be found at pauljacksonfund.org or reach out to me at the end of the day.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. See, being a go-giver has its rewards. And right now your reward is a rock. And I want you to put one word, what makes you special. There's a million golf outings, and there's a million fundraisers, and there's a million people asking us to volunteer and to attend. But you definitely have the shine. Pick one. And you definitely made an impression on me last night, enough for me to invite you to this workshop, and I thank you for coming. So out of last night's event, I was volunteering. I was not there promoting my own business, so to speak. I was there as a volunteer. I do a lot of charitable work. I run the Women's Golf Association of New Jersey. Golf is the #1 way in the world to give to charity, over $4 billion with the B dollars, helping charity. I work with professional golf tours, volunteers, and I've got 553 crazy women up here in northern New Jersey who all get together, play golf, 19-hole, we have fun, right? So I was there as a volunteer, but there was something about the networking that I got all these people to come from last night to today. Do you see the power of networking well? Right? I could have gone there with bad attitude and said, oh my God, I'm so tired and I'm volunteering and I'm not getting paid and it's an hour from my house and I'm not gonna get home till 10 o'clock at night and I've gotta be up early. You know how we have that monkey mind in our head about, I'm here but I'm supposed to be, and I'm tired and you know, we do that to ourselves some days. Well, guess what, folks? Get over it, because if you decide to take advantage of where you're at and be present and live in your moment right now and be thankful you're here and decide you're going to make a connection, I don't expect anybody here to try to connect with all 50 people in this room. That's not a realistic goal. But can we agree that it would make sense? Can you meet at least 2 people while we're here so that when you leave here, you have an actual follow-up with at least 2 people in this room? If I give you a few minutes to work on that, can we do that? Is that not a better way to make use of this time? You'll come here and learn some skills, get some tips, be better at what you do, and actually make a connection with real people. Because guess what? It's not about me trying to sell you anything, right? Or you selling me, because that gets really boring and we all get icky and we feel like we need a shower after you go to those kind of networking things. Not so comfortable, kind of dread them. But if you put yourself in the spirit of, she's got this awesome charity, it's for a wonderful cause, if not me, then who? If not you, then who? It's not about the fact that oh God, I don't need anybody in your space. My husband's a CPA, CFO. I don't need an accountant, honestly. I really don't. However, you know how many kinds of accountants there are out there, or how many people with finance and money management skills there are out there? And do you know how many people do what my husband does not do? Most. He's got a really niche thing. I can refer everybody. I'm not taking bread off my dinner table. I can help you, even if that's, right, you would think, oh, why bother talking to her? She doesn't need an accountant. It's not about what I need. It's about, if not you, then who? So that's how we're gonna weave some of that into the storytelling. Does that make sense to you? So, anybody here a golfer? Raise your hand, raise your hand. I know I got a couple. Oh, we got some more. Any ladies? Wait, ladies, anybody? You're getting a rock just for that. I'm so excited. Excellent. Wonderful. I use golf as a networking tool. I teach a class called Golf for Business Bootcamp to teach people how to use golf and make money and help other people on and off the golf course. It's fun. But for me, the laws of attraction, part of my shine is if somebody says they're into golf or knows, right, John, it gets me crazy. I get all lit up. I love it. Maybe your golf is not golf. Maybe it's wine. Maybe it's tennis. Maybe it's scrapbooking. Do you have a hobby or something you enjoy?
Besides golf?
Yeah.
Squash. I play squash.
Wow. Besides golf. See, I love them already. What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew, stand up, please. Introduce yourself. Here's the magic formula. You ready? And you can use this piece of paper to cheat. Hold this piece of paper up. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hi. This is the format we're going to use going forward, from this day forward, if you'll agree with me. Hi, I'm
Andrew Krasich.
I've been in the field of,
Financial planning for about, not even years, months.
okay.
About a month now. I'm passionate about this field because I struggle with actually planning myself. When I get money, I kind of just go and spend it. I'm 22 years old, so I see something, oh, I want it, no, I grab it, and I'm not thinking about retirement. My ideal audience needs help with retirement, planning, services, saving, any type of saving or budgeting strategies. I love to help them feel confident. I love to put a smile on people's faces. You know, at the end of the day, I was talking with one of my good friends, my mom's friend, technically, and she gave me a challenge. She told me, make one person smile a day. If you can do that, you did well for that day. So that's kind of the ideal theory or persona that I try to instill in not only people that I talk to, but people I don't even know. And is that good?
And who's an ideal referral for you, please? Ask for the referral.
Anybody just married, between I'd say 35 and 40 would be an ideal referral for me. Thank you.
All right, give that man a round of applause. 22, you're up, you're dressed appropriately, you're contributing, you're getting a rock, put why you're special. There's a lot of financial people out there. Why are you special? One word. And it could be smile. That's a good one. All right? Love it. Thank you very much. Congratulations for putting yourself out there. That is awesome. I am still sending around a sign-up sheet with your name and your email address. So please, if you have not, anybody missed this? Okay, I'm gonna, here. Just make sure you have it if you don't mind. How was that? Does he look like he already got a little better from where we started? Think about that. Everybody has this form. I'm going to tell you the truth. The first time I did that, I used this as well. The first time I did it, I ended up rewriting it 7 times in one day. I was at a 3-day conference, and I put down a version of it, at least to get me started, guys. This is about embracing imperfect starts. Don't worry about what you're not in life. Get over it. None of us are perfect. I am far, I know it's hard to believe, but far from perfect. Embrace who you are, put the crown on your own head, and own it. So, do your best to put down your introduction at least once. Practice it, use it, work it, and then tweak it, because it'll start to feel more comfortable. Parts of it might start to feel less comfortable, which means you want to change or revise pieces of it. And that's good. Or over time, or in different networking. So for example, anybody who services, so I do a lot of work supporting entrepreneurs. I help entrepreneurs. So let me do this, okay? We'll do this. How about this? I'll do my own. Hello, my name is Pat Roque. I've been in the field of making business boom since 1988. I'm passionate about this field because I struggled with finding out how to create and grow a personal brand, doing what I love. And my ideal audience needs help growing fast without the overwhelm. When I help them, they feel like they are making more money, having more time freedom, and they are pursuing what they love, monetizing their genius without selling their soul or losing their mind. What audiences and organizations? I love helping, being a speaker and helping entrepreneurial groups, corporations, or schools empower their teams and groups to own their crown, wear it, and shine in their own light. Who do you know that's looking for a great speaker or a business coach? Ta-da, done. I tweak it as I go. I just did this for a group. It was a nonprofit, strictly a nonprofit called Purpose Meets Profit. Talk about a great place for me to be, right? Because I was working, helping people learn how to do this networking that we're doing now, but it was all nonprofits. So when I talk about who I serve, I didn't bother mentioning the other outside the nonprofit because I was in a room strictly with nonprofit people. So I just zoned right into the nonprofit and spoke strictly and only to them. If I was in a corporate women's leadership organization, because you can see I have transferable skills in that respect. So for a women's leadership organization, I would be saying I empower women leaders to rock the room, own their life, get out of overwhelm, right? Does that make sense? Does anybody have a question about that? Does it make sense? Yes? Yes or yes? You're awake? Cool. Okay. So I want you to think about a couple things. Who are your ideal collaborators? And when I say that, here's the secret sauce. Don't think about life in the terms of what I call the onesie-twosies, which means it's great if you're a financial planner and you want to meet a new person who might need a plan and you want to have a meeting with them, that is great. But what about if you thought in terms of networking with a caregivers organization who needs to help people who are the sandwich generation who are making the financial planning for their parents and for their children, so they're managing the wealth and finances of themselves, their children, and their aging parent. I live it. Anybody in that sandwich generation in this room dealing with any of that stuff or more than just themselves right now? You have to take care of other people, make decisions, right? Whether it's for babies to your parents or grandparents. It's a lot of responsibility. So what if you went to an organization or groups of those people making decisions and you did a workshop like this there, or you went and did your networking there? You could take 1 hour's worth of time and influence a lot of people with your gift and your shine and your education, and it's not verbal vomit and it's not about selling at them. Because when people do this, everybody shuts down, right? That's no good. So think in terms of where can you go to attract your ideal collaborators, and think of your ideal collaborators in terms of influencers. Write that down, influencers. Who makes bigger buying decisions? Who are the people who know a lot of people? You need pens? Anybody need a pen? Everybody's good? Everybody's got the paper we're talking about? Give me that one. Anybody have an extra pen to share with a friend? Cool. Try that. You got it. Does that make sense? Influencers. Ideal collaborators are influencers. Yes? Okay. Next is, what transformation do you provide? What I don't want you to do, this is a not to do moment. I don't want you to stand up and introduce yourself and get in the verbal vomit. Does anybody like that word? It sounds great. I say it all the time now. Verbal vomit. You know what that means to me? That means yabba, 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 detail, detail, minutia, minutia, verbal, verbal. And the person on the other side is just kind of cringing and shutting down. You can see their body language just start to actually fold or step away from you or eye roll or pretend they see a friend that's not even standing there. Anybody ever feel like that? Have you ever had somebody verbal vomit at you and you're trying to escape? You're in a networking situation and you're actually kind of trying to find a way to shimmy your way out of that moment, right? So, I did this workshop and I had a CPA, a partner in a large CPA firm. Wonderful, wonderful woman. She had the warmest, greatest personality. And when she first did her introduction, she spoke of the minutia of what an accountant does. And we're in a room of this size at early in the morning. And honestly, I'm not being rude, but so what, who cares? And I don't mean just her, and I don't mean just what she does. I mean in general, most of us have a lot on our plate. The goal of networking is to make a connection and decide if it's somebody that you want to pursue and have a nice conversation with out of that networking scenario, right? It's not about me trying to verbal vomit all over you and tell you all the things that I love to do and why I'm great and blah, blah, blah. No, it's really about making the connection enough to schedule an appointment. Would you like to grab coffee? How about a virtual coffee if traveling is a pain for you? We can set up a Zoom meeting and we can talk over that or do it on the phone. How about that? You're a morning person, an evening person. Schedule 15 minutes, a hello call or more with someone after. Don't try to use that time because think about it. The networking time is your time and their time to work the room and for them to decide who they want to spend time with after. Yes? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Right?
Makes sense.
Different way of looking at it, right? So you're going to go in a room, you want to be efficient and respectful to yourself and to the people. The other part of it is, let's pretend I'm a travel agent and I'm looking for referrals. And I say to you, what is your dream vacation? What's your dream vacation?
I would say Fiji.
Why? Where?
Because it just, to me, it resembles calm, peaceful place.
Where would you be?
relaxation.
Shut your eyes and tell me what your moment in Fiji looks like.
Laying on the beach with barely anybody there, ice cold Corona.
With a
Bob
lime?
Marley playing.
With a lime?
Yes.
Of course. Okay. So, that's Fiji. That's her ideal vacation. I'm a travel agent. I can get her the best deal and get her to Fiji. So let's play out our scenario. Hi, I'm Pat. I'm a travel agent, and I help people get their tickets, but when they get their tickets, they can hit a button and they can be delivered or they can do it here. And when they go to the airport, I can help them with the TSA, and they might have to take their bag. But you gotta make sure you weigh the bag, and then you gotta get on the plane. But don't forget, don't bring liquid over 4 ounces. And by the time you oh, and then you get to Fiji, and then you unlock, and then it's an hour of half ride, and then you have to do this. But by 2 in the afternoon, you could be on the beach with your Corona. Did I just get that deal? Is she gonna hire me? No. She's gonna say thank you and inch away and go find another travel agent to help her get to Fiji, even though I was perfectly capable. Because what happened? I talked about the details, right, of the journey. Talk about the destination. I want you to stop and frame what you do in terms of the benefit or the end game. Think about what people will feel like, where they picture themselves having lived in your world or work with you. What does success look like or feel like to them? Now, in this instance, this wasn't a business tangible outcome per se. We're talking about, I'm a travel agent, and for now I can help you get to Fiji, and I will have the lime in your Corona, and it will be the coldest chilled Corona in the most perfect moment, and you will snap a picture and you will have it on your screensaver, and you will book me for every vacation for you. Oh, by the way, you're a corporate travel agent and you book 10,000 trips for people in your company a year, because that's where I roll if I'm a travel agent. I'll help the onesie-twosies, but I'm going to the corporate meeting planners and the people who have big pockets and book thousands of trips. Because where am I gonna make more money long-term and get those kids of mine through college and doctoral school? Right? Go where the money is, folks. So I'm being a go-giver, but I'm also a very smart go-giver. So I am still going where the money is, and going where the success comes faster, and going where I feel authentic and comfortable, but I'm being smart about it, and I'm being very unselfish in my conversation. So she had the biggest smile in the room. I find cute little ways to bring up what excites you about your job. What do you do? And she says, oh, well, I'm in a company, in a corporation. Really, what kind? She tells me. Oh, what industry? She tells me. What do you do there? Oh, I book travel. Oh, you do? What's your favorite place? If you close your eyes, what's your favorite destination? She tells me the Corona. Like, I know how to get her to the Corona pretty quickly. Really, that'd be really cool. I help people just like you. When I help them, they feel blah, blah, blah. It's on their screensaver, and they know that they never have to lose a night's sleep or waste hours planning all that stuff ever again. Can we schedule time tomorrow? What's your week look like? I did not get stuck in the TSA and the print out the tickets and the 80 million pieces of travel. Do you see the difference? Some networking, have you ever stood in a meeting and listened to people and they just verbal vomit about the small details of what they do? Or can you just grab a cold Corona with a lime on the raft? Can we get us there? Yes? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Anybody have a question? Volunteer who wants to practice their introduction, which means you get to stand up and have 50 people or so know who you are and what you do and how we can refer to you. I would strongly suggest somebody. There you go. Thank you.
Let's try this formula.
Okay, you can use the cheat sheet. No points after that, and it'll help you,
I thought I
absolutely.
was supposed to.
If you need it, yeah, sure.
All right, hi, my name is Josh. Right, going on to it. I'm Josh. I've been in the field of portable storage for about the past year. It's a family business that my family just started up, and I'm passionate about it because I struggle with my own organization skills, and I know that I've got a lot of friends and family who are going through life changes, and that means that sometimes they are upgrading or downgrading in their homes, or upgrading or downgrading their parents, and there are a lot of people that have a lot of extra stuff that they don't want to throw out, and that's where we come in. So my ideal audience needs help moving their stuff, either, or not necessarily moving, because we don't do that, but needs some extra space. My ideal audience needs extra space. So you think about your mother or yourself or your father, somebody who's got more stuff than they can handle, or somebody who's looking to move. We do that also, so that's my ideal audience. And I love to help them feel more comfortable and more relaxed. We deal with a lot of people who are moving, who are feeling really stressed out. They've got a lot of moving parts. And we like to be one small family company that helps people feel like they can call us and we've got their back, and they can rely on us to get their stuff where it needs to be, and we help them feel more relaxed. So when I speak to them, I teach them a little bit about what we do and how we're gonna work with them, and what kind of services we're gonna offer.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you.
Thanks.
You know why? I would like you to please, that was great. Let's
Oh, yeah.
give him applause first of all. Why did I stop you?
I'm not completely sure.
Okay, does anybody know why I stopped him?
Went into too much detail.
He was on a roll, right? He
That was
was,
a question I wanted to ask you
okay,
also.
you were doing really great, okay? So this is Sherry, and this is all said with love, so we're here to learn and grow. We're not here to yes each other to death, blow sunshine up our skirts, and then just go out the room and do the same mistakes we've always done. Yes? Fair? I'm not a yes girl. Don't come to me if you just want, oh, that's great. Never happened. We want to get better. We want to get better. You did great. You have a big heart. You spoke loud and proud. Did he not own the room? You could hear him. All of that was great. You were on a roll right up until you started to somehow slip and feel like you needed to give us more detail. I felt your confidence start to drop and the detail dial up at the same time. John's shaking his head. Was I there? Okay. So, as someone who acquires stuff and has had to move parents and emptying at homes and things like that, you help people with the efficiency of getting it done.
Yes.
You help people with the confidence that it's going to be done quickly and the trust factor that a nice family-run business is there to take care of their most precious valuables so they can confidently know what they want to keep as keepsake forever or temporarily and what to discard. Or some, again, I'm not polished with the words, but do you follow me? Are we talking like 1 or 2 or 3 value statements to the family? What's going through your head when you're moving or mom's, dad died, mom's moving? I went through this, I don't know if any of you did. And there's 50 or 60 years of stuff in mom and dad's house and you suddenly have to deal with it. Their head's spinning. You got that, I know you did, but I want you to come up with maybe 2 or 3 buzzwords, right? Like confidence, it's their treasured keepsakes, it's about knowing what stays and what goes. We can work on it, but do you follow me?
Sure, yeah.
That's all you need to say. Who do you know that's, and we would come up with a kind of clean way and keep practicing it, but who do you know that is either moving or downsizing or right-sizing their lives and wants a safe haven for their stuff? I don't know. Again, this is all on the fly, so it gets better when you sit and think about it and write it out again. Does that help you?
Oh, yeah.
You were great.
Oh,
thank you for doing that. Here's your rock, dude.
Oh, thanks.
So I want you to put your one word of why. There's a lot of moving in storage places and pod places and everything else. Why do they go to you? Right? That's what should be on your rock. Questions? Yes?
I'm associated with a nonprofit charitable organization. I have 2 audiences. People we help, and then the people that are going in fundraising.
Okay.
So on the audience, I get a little confused.
Fundraising for? So stand up, if you don't mind, because we're going to have everybody help you here.
Okay. My name is Frank Gerris. I'm associated with the Roque Caballeros All-Age Drum and Bugle Group. We provide music and dance education for people of all ages. Our primary target is college, high school and college students. And we give a supplemental education to any music programs they currently have in schools. To do this, it costs us about $250,000 a year that we have to primarily, we get performance fees, but it doesn't even scratch the surface. We get also tuition payments, we call it, or dues from the individuals.
Okay, I'm going to ask you now to just ask the question. I think we know who you are, and we would stop you in the detail, but what your question was, and I'm saying it with love, but your question was, who's your ideal audience? What is your ask?
Oh, I have 2 different audiences.
Okay, who are?
One is the recruiting of membership, and the other is the solicitation of donors.
Okay, so part of it, and that's a great question, and that happens to all of us all the time in different capacities. Anybody here have more than one ideal audience, really? There's multiple ways to go, even though you do the same thing. Okay, so 2 things. You can ask, who do you know who could use free support in their music curriculum in school? Do you know any educators or music lovers? You can go that way. Or you can say any John's nodding his head because I know you're all over this already. His wheels are spinning. You need to talk to John Corcoran after this meeting. But anyone who believes in supporting the arts and music or something like that. And we can polish the words, but this is a business audience. But just because it's a business audience doesn't mean we don't have families and or kids in school. Does anybody have anybody in their family, friend, someone they know that's into music or in the music curriculum, or a neighbor or someone? Raise your hand, please. Pay attention. Do you see those people? Okay, so those are the people you should network with after. I'm shortcutting this for him, right? So those are good people. Would anybody like to speak with Frank after and just learn a little more, maybe have a virtual coffee with him? Yes, yes or yes? Okay, so there you go. So that's one. And the other is about people who are, a lot of organizations are looking for places to put their charitable donations. They'd be happy to give you money if they knew you were there. So there's 2 different asks, and you can weave it into one nice little sentence. I would not feel offended if you did that, but realize no matter where you are, everybody in the room pretty much has some kind of family, friends, or neighbor who may know someone in education. right? Because you're not looking for the student, although you are. You're looking for the curriculum developer, the guidance counselor, the teachers, the people who are the influencers who know people. Yes? Does that make sense? Do you understand why I just said that to him? Is that something you can apply in your own business? The influencer. So instead of looking for, are you the music student? No, you're not it. Okay, nobody in this room is my audience. He could have walked out and been like, wah, wah, nothing. Instead, he's got at least 3 people he can have a follow-up with around their interest in music. And if not you, then who? It might not be that you have someone who's interested in that, but maybe they know someone they can connect you with outside of this meeting. Does that help you?
Of course.
Anybody, does that help you? Yes? Yes or yes? Thank you, Frank. I'm going to give you a rock. We need to wind down in 5 minutes. Are we sharp? 10 o'clock promptly? Okay. Sharpie pen extra. Who's got my Sharpies that we can give to Frank, please? Who did not fill out the name and email yet? Who did not sign the name and email thing? Where is it? Is this it?
I did.
Who did not sign this yet? Okay. So we talked about your why. We talked about your gifts. The transformation you provide. They felt this way and now they feel this way. You change people's lives in one way, shape, or form. Correct? Talk about that. Not in detail, but enough to tee it up. Talk about that. Deliver an effective introduction so people know who you are. Ask how you can help them. Who would be an ideal referral for you? Mr. Corcoran, would you mind standing up and introducing yourself and going through this for me, please? And I want you to please make sure you ask the ask at the end for the referral.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm John Corcoran. I've been in the field of nonprofit fundraising for 15 years. I'm passionate about this field because I struggled with knowing what to do when I was put in that position. So I was with the organization, then got into fundraising, didn't know what I was doing, and the consultants that I hired helped me. And so I said, that's what I want to do when I grow up. My ideal audience needs help with understanding that their mission and vision can be sustainable if they get the proper funding. I love to help them feel that there's hope. And when I speak, I teach them to transfer their mission and vision into the donor's needs and not necessarily their charity's needs. And the audiences, organizations that I'm connected with that would benefit would be any nonprofit organization looking to get to the next level. Not an organization that just wants to grow little by little, but they want to move to another level, and usually the board and the leadership has that vision and mission.
Like the capital campaign.
We're a major gift initiative.
Major gift, so I would weave those 2 phrases into it because that might trigger what you mean by big growth. Thank you very much. Does anybody here know anybody on a nonprofit? If you're not a nonprofit, do you know who knows someone in a nonprofit that may need money or welcome a fundraising or capital campaign? Anybody at all? Anybody in this room? Raise your hand. John, take a look. 1, 2, 3. Would anybody be willing to have a virtual coffee with John? Raise your hand. Got him, John? Okay. It pays to participate in my workshops because I actually make things happen. So, at the end of the day, we now have what your why is and your gifts, how you transform people, who are your ideal collaborators, not the onesie-twosies, the influencers. Engage your audience and seed action to get them past maybe. It's not threatening to say, would you like to have a coffee? Or they say, oh, I'm busy. A virtual coffee, a phone call. I've often even sent someone a Starbucks $5 gift card, just with a thank you, a handwritten thank you note, looking forward to our chat with the gift card, they can go get their virtual, they can have their coffee while we do our Zoom. How's that? Cute, right? No big deal, it's not bribery, it's little, memorable, nobody else does it, right? Everybody's so techy electronic. How about actually talking to people? When you leave here, how about actually picking up the phone and calling people? It was nice to meet you. Who can I help you with? What's an ideal referral for you? Great. Maybe we have an extra 5 minutes. We can talk at some point at your convenience to see how we can collaborate. I like that word, collaborate. Isn't that a good one? It doesn't mean how I can verbal vomit all over you. It doesn't mean how you're going to buy from me. It's kind of a nice, loose partnership, friendship, let's grow together word. Collaborate, right? How can we collaborate? could mean a lot of things, but it's usually a positive, we're gonna get together and think out loud about it, or we brainstorm. That's another word I like. Does that sound like another good word? Those are very non-threatening networking words. Invite someone to brainstorm, invite someone to collaborate, invite someone for a virtual coffee. I don't know about you, but I keep getting requests, let's go meet here, let's go meet there. I don't really have time to do a lot of that, honestly, or I tell people, come here and we can talk after the event. Invite them to where you're going next. The Chamber has third Thursday, have to mention this, third Thursday of the month, and all these other meetings. You guys offer a million wonderful opportunities to network. Join committees, volunteer. That's where you get to network and learn about people. Then follow up with people outside of the meeting rooms, yes? But when we go to the third Thursday, there's about 100, 150, there's a lot of people. Who goes to the third Thursdays? I know a lot of you in this room do. The rest of you guys getting anything out of this? Is this helping you? Tell Dennis you want to come to third Thursday with him. He was there, that's how I saw him the other day. Come next month, tell them I said so. God said we need to do that. You get 90 seconds. Most of the time, the format is you get a minute and a half, 90 seconds. We go round robin. Nicole throws out a topic. This is Nicole. She's the head of membership. If you are not a member yet of the Meadowlands Chamber of Commerce, you need to have a virtual or a live coffee with Miss Nicole right there, and Lauren, and there's Stacy who got me here, so thank you, ladies. But you need to know them because they're the influencers in this group. Hello? This is who I am. Can we have scheduled time to brainstorm? And they will tell you who you should be in the chamber. Hello? That's an unpaid sales force right there, sitting in the chair with smiles on their faces, here to serve you. That is their job. They do it well. They love it. Yes or yes? You're amazing at it. 90 seconds. When you go to this meeting, I want you to take this format and the things we have learned, and I want you to create a 90-second version of it. Now, that means you're going to cover these topics. You can put maybe a paragraph more description in each of them if you need to, but I want you to think, oh, no verbal vomit. While you're building out your 90 seconds, write it out, time it out, practice it, because when you go to the meeting, she runs a timer. It's real, is it not? It's really 90 seconds. Don't speak for 27 seconds and then look around and have a minute of your valuable time wasting away. Don't do it. If you have an upcoming event or a workshop or a paid program or a free program, or you're looking for donations of something, or the Basket Brigade is an upcoming Meadowlands Chamber event. One of the members is a volunteer on that committee. He talked about the Basket Brigade for Thanksgiving and they need funds, and it was great. Use that 90 seconds. If you're gonna show up at that meeting, I want you to do two things for me. I want you to have been practice and rehearse on your 90 seconds so you know what it's about. If you're not a member yet, you can come as my guest next month. No charge. They have a little breakfast. They have a lot of nice people to meet. We'll have your 90 seconds ready. If you don't know how to do your 90 seconds, on this form, I want you to start filling out at the bottom. There's a scale, a 1 to 5. If 5 was great and you learned a lot, or I stunk and I get a 0 or a 1, that's okay too. I want to learn and be better. Please fill that out. Please put comments. What did you learn? What was an important takeaway? Because it helps me know how to help more people like you going forward. And at the bottom, there are a few opportunities if you want to learn more. I will give you a free 30-minute discovery session, which means 30 minutes. Focus, clarity, action step. It's all about you and what you need to do next to be better and grow faster in what you do. There is also a free Facebook group. It's called Rock on Success. Paul is a member of that. You can chime in and share ideas and get known in my circle and grow with the tribe. It's a lot of fun. It's totally free. It gives you practice in social media. It gets you practice asking questions. You can try out different topics. You can request people who want to practice your introduction with you. I am an author. I just wrote a book called Rock Your Golf 90-Day Success System. Any golfer, this is used as a nonprofit. I do it as a fundraiser. I can help anybody who has a golf outing that does not yet know how to get more golfers or volunteers or sponsors. See me. I do it as this is part of my charitable tithing, so see me, or you can buy the book yourself. And finally, I have, again, so let's see, I always host free webinars, so I do a lot of education, Teach Me Thursdays. So every Thursday I usually do some kind of a free webinar on a topic. Last week was about no more website anxiety, and I taught people how to make it easy to do business. I'm about helping people move ahead faster and stop getting in their own way and stop complaining, oh, the technology's too hard, or oh, I don't know what my niche is, or oh, I'm not making enough money, I need to make more money faster. Those are the things, starting with your networking. Get good at networking. Come to the next meeting on the third Thursday. Do you have any other meetings that they need to know about?
I have a few events.
So there's a whole bunch of events that are coming up. This is called the Emerging Leaders Group, but they were kind enough to open it up and let us invite everyone here. So this is a great subcommittee. So there's always topics around helping people who are, you don't have to be 12 years old starting your business to be a member of this. It's about helping people who are either early in their career or reinventing themselves kind of at the earlier part of their learning curve. It's not someone who's been doing, or you know what, if you've been doing your business long enough, you start to hit bumps in the road and roadblocks. It happened to me, and I'm certainly not an anomaly. So helping you use the chamber resources to run further, run faster, to start to attract instead of chase your ideal clients, and learn how to grow your sales, rock your business and your life without selling your soul or losing your mind. If we've given you that gift today, say yes, everybody? Yes. Anybody? Yes? Yes. Okay, you've got a couple minutes, and on your way out the door, I challenge you, please talk to at least 2 people. Please make sure you leave with an outcome. If we had all day, I would let everybody in this room, we do other workshops, and you interact, and then we all practice. Again, with this many people, we love the turnout. Thank you. This will be posted. My page is Rock On Success is my group, or Business Boomers, and this live video will actually, I'll record it, it'll be downloaded, and then you'll be able to go back and revisit this. So you can use this as a training. Audience pleasers use this as a free training for their company. So the Meadowlands is filled with resources. Stick close to Lauren, Stacy, and Miss Nicole.
Sandy,
I'm sorry. And,
story of my life.
And Nicole, and let them help you grow your business. Thank you, ladies, for all that you do.
Thank you. I have a quick question.
Yes.
Thank you for this workshop, and and the intro, our 90-second intro. But my question to you is, for those of us that are entering the room, the sea of suits, and you have a great tip with the women, and I tend to network and gravitate towards the women because right away we can open up a conversation. Oh, it's a great dress you're wearing, or I love your jewelry, or something like that. But any other suggestions or tips, like when you're walking into that room and you have the sea of suits and their own individual groups already, as to, let me get my leg in here for
How
my
do you
age group.
navigate a room? You walk in a room and there's 500 people, and they all feel like they're all talking to each other and nobody wants to talk to you. Couple things. Gentlemen, if it's a suit and tie, I encourage you to get some really fun ties. Get something cool, because there's nothing better than walking up and saying, I really like that tie. Because I get to look right at you, I look right in your eye, especially for people that are lucky like me. I've got green eyes, so I can wear little things and it'll make them pop. Compliment someone on that and start talking. If you're walking in the room and there's cliquey looking groups, clusters, I always recommend try to find the biggest smile in the room, because that person will welcome you in, right? Or how about if you walk up and introduce yourself and step into a group of 3, an odd number, because then they're not paired off parallel this way. They're typically in a triad or 5, and there's room to welcome you in. So pick an odd number, 1, 3, 5, what have you. I actually will walk in and say, hi, do you mind if excuse me, my name is Pat, do you mind if I jump in here? I'm new, I don't know anybody, and I'd love to get to know you. If I said that, would you feel like, who's this freak of nature and why is she here? Or would you say, yeah, come on in? You'd welcome me because I just was humble and said, look, I could use some help. Would you be willing? And usually all of them will say yes, or at least the ringleader of that little clique will say, sure. So if the king or queen just let me into the little den, I'm now in. And then I can speak with them, and if I feel good, I stay. And if I want to stay with them 10 minutes and figure out if any of them feel good, it's energy, right, with who you connect with. So at the end of the day, you want to pay close attention, go for the smile, be the smile. And I promise you, if you go with a smile, you are the smile, you will attract people that operate at your energy level. I don't want to waste my time speaking with someone who stands in a corner, who has their head down, that negative body language. it's not where I feel like I'm going to play and have fun talking with them. I don't think it's gonna get much farther necessarily. So if I've gotta pick between 50 people or 500 people, I go to an event and I literally go with very humble goals. I wanna walk out with 2 or 3 appointments, let's just say. So I don't have to like all 400 or 500 or 50, but I'd like to be able to say, like I just helped these people pick out 1 or 2. I would be calling Sue, guess why? Why would I call Sue? Why?
Like Sue Colorado.
Look, seriously, stand up a
She's got
second.
good taste.
It's funny, everything else I own is black.
Stand up a second. Do you think there would be something for us to talk about? This is not rocket science. We're not gonna, create nuclear arms, disarmament and change the world in a minute. But I liked her already. Oh, I get it, right? It's not hard. These are not hard things to make it easier. It's about finding small, common things, a reason to be human, and have a conversation that's not verbal vomit around what you do, the minutia of your business. That's a great time. I like what you're wearing.
Thank you.
Tops. I saw you from all the way over there to all the way over there. I like your purple shirt and tie. That's really good.
Thank you.
I'm a color person. I'm married to a CFO, so my husband wears, I've got him wearing orange and green and purple shirts and ties. He still wears this conservative suit portion of it, but breaking him into a little bit of flair. Just 1 inch to the left of flair, but that's okay. It's his comfort zone, but it still gives him a little bit more. He looks good in it.
Is it
Yes.
okay if I answer Andrew's comment?
Please,
I do.
stand up, introduce yourself, and please do.
Good morning, Will. My name is Tony Tempio. I am the owner of Westminster Software Group. Andrew, you said something that's very entertaining to me. And I want to help you and a few of the other young folks in the room that may not know this. Let's say for the sake of argument, you make $100 a day. You get a raise, now you're making $110 a day. Do you think you need that extra $10 tomorrow? Probably not. Here's what I suggest to you. A, you should do the 401k. B, every time you get a raise, put as much of that raise into your 401k. When you get to be my age, alternate time, I worked with Moses at one point. You will have more money than you know what to do with. Question?
Very good tip. Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
Yes.
The question was asked by Sandy about going into a big group. I have that same kind of claustrophobia reaction. I find other individuals, because they're not already talking to each other they know, and they even are more appreciative because somebody actually walked up to them to say hi to them. So I find that to be more engaging, and over time, that one-on-one becomes 3Zs and 4Zs and 5Es as your group or your own group develops.
Yep. You become the magnet that attracts more people, and nothing attracts people more than a smile. Color and a smile, because there's nothing else for them to judge you on. So when you're starting out, it's really simple, it's very subliminal, but before I say a word, I try to be approachable. And the other tip, here's a genius tip, it'll probably cost you 25 bucks. Invest in a name badge, a printed custom name badge with your name loud and proud and your company or your tagline. Keep it simple, but I know my 52-year-old eyes can't read, and I hate those sticker things because my hair is just that late. So I walk around with hair, it's really gross. Either I'm like this because I'm stuck in the name badge physically, or it's yanking out my hair and you're talking and you can see it's gross. So I swear, these are such little things. And buy 2 of them, because you inevitably at some moment won't find one when you need it, so you buy 2, you keep 1 in your car, and when you leave the event, put it back in your car, in your glove box or your dash, wherever, in your car, and then keep 1 in your, wherever you keep your watch or your other thing, your cell phone, wherever you need things. But get 2 of these name badges. I gotta get a resource and just put it on my website, because literally it's the simplest little thing, but people can read it and you look prepared. You are prepared. So color, a smile. This was 25 bucks probably for 2 of them. All right, so I'm making you spend a little bit of money. But the trick is, I want you to be thankful and grateful for where you have the opportunity to be. I want you to make use of your time where you are. If you're not gonna do great and rock your networking, don't get out of bed. Stay home, don't bother. Tackle it with a smile, take it on, own it, put the crown on your head, and use it to rock your business and your life. I love you all. I thank you very, very much for coming. I am available if you want to schedule that time, rockonsuccess.com/discover, or I'm around. I'm at all the networking events, and there's another one. There's a big event tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, there's a thought leadership event. There's always something happening. There's no excuse not to grow your business with the Meadowlands Chamber. So please, 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 see the ladies here and take advantage of that. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you so much for coming out. And everyone, thank you for coming today. As she mentioned, I'm one of the co-chairs for the Emerging Leaders Network who organized getting Pat here and putting on this presentation. And you know, if you're looking to get more involved in the chamber, seriously, seek out a committee that you have an interest in. As she mentioned, we're for the emerging leaders, or if you're a business owner, you have folks within your organization, you want to get them out of their shells, their comfort zones, please send them our way. How do you become a member? Just show up. Every third Wednesday is when our meetings are, and we're just collaborating ideas, just trying to figure out topics, events, ideas that will just be beneficial to you, as well as the chamber, and just getting involved in networking. So thank you very much.
Any other events?
We have Thought Leaders Conference tomorrow. It's Vision 2040. We have our gala coming up on October 20th. That'll be at the Florentine Estate. We've completely changed the format. It's going to be a grand cocktail reception. So for an hour and a half, you'll be able to power network with companies like Verizon, Goya, PSE&Gs of the area. And we have MDEST, which is short for Meadowlands Destination. We'll be talking about the casino development, and that is on October 7th, and it will be at Stony Hill. All right. If you have any questions, please contact myself or Lauren.
Sign up for Teach Me Thursdays. Thursday, Facebook Live. We'll have another fun topic to help you guys rock your business and your life. Thank you. God bless. Have a wonderful day, everybody.